Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel where in this JMeter series we are talking about how to install JMeter firstly on Windows and then on Mac. In our last video we talked about the basic workflow of JMeter. So firstly, JMeter is a Java application making it platform independent. It runs seamlessly on any operating system where Java is installed, and it's exactly the same how we launch JMeter in both Windows and Mac, and it is very simple. So I'll switch to my Windows. Yeah, so to download JMeter, we simply go to Google and type JMeter download. So I'll type JMeter download and I'll hit enter. Alright, so the very first link is the official website, and we open it and we see this section, which is Apache JMeter section. Alright, so as of July 2024, the version that I see is Apache JMeter 5.6.3 and it requires Java version 8 and above. So if you don't have Java already installed on your computer, I would strongly recommend you to install Java first before proceeding with JMeter installation, or else JMeter won't work for you. In my case, I've already created a video on downloading Java on both Windows and Mac, and the links are present in the description below this video. And it's not just about installing Java, it's about understanding also few things like why do we set environment variables and how do we set them correctly. And I have mentioned everything in my video, so please do check out them before proceeding forward. And since I've already installed Java on my Windows 10 machine, so I'll open the command prompt and type. I'll open command prompt. I'll type cmd, hit enter. I'll type Java space hyphen version and then I'll hit enter. Alright, so it clearly says that I have Java version 21.0.3 installed on my Windows 10 machine. Okay, so my step 1 is already done, right? Which is to make sure to have Java installed on your machine. Alright, so step 1 is already done and I can proceed to step 2. In your case, you should also see a version of Java if it is installed successfully. It can be a different version and that's okay. However, in rare cases, if it is not shown, please do restart a computer and it should work for you. And in case if you are still facing some issues, don't hesitate to reach out to me by simply typing your query in the comment section and I'll reply for sure ASAP. Now, after installing Java on Windows, I'm all set to proceed with JMeter installation, which is my step 2. So step 2 is download JMeter from their official website. Okay, so I'll go to Chrome. Yes, so now we are in this download JMeter section. There is binary section and then we have a source section. In our case, we'll go to the binary section. The binaries contain the pre-compiled version of JMeter which is ready to run. Simply click on the zip version and it will start downloading. Okay, so I'll click on this zip. It will start downloading. Yeah, and it is pretty fast. So it is done. Perfect. So the file is downloaded. In my case, the file name is Apache JMeter 5.6.3. So in your case, it might be different and that's okay as the versions keep on changing from time to time with further enhancements. So whatever is your version, simply extract the file. I'll simply do right click. I'll do extract this. Okay, so it is extracting. It should be pretty fast. Perfect. So next step is I want to move the extracted JMeter folder to a permanent location. This download is not a permanent location, right? So a common practice in Windows is to place it somewhere in a directory like C program files, Apache, or maybe C Apache for easy access. I'll simply cut this folder. I'll do Control X. Okay. And then I'll go to C. I'll go to program files and I'll simply paste it here. I'll do it. Okay. Yeah, it is already there. Perfect. So what I'll do is I'll open this folder. I'll go to bin. Yeah. So there are actually two different files which you can double click to launch JMeter. The very first thing is Apache JMeter, and then we have something called as JMeter, which is a Windows batch file, right? And not this JMeter, which is a shell script. Okay. So the very first file is Apache JMeter, which is an executable jar file. I'll simply double click on it and it will launch JMeter. Okay. Yeah. So JMeter is open. Yeah. And this is the first look of JMeter. I'll simply close it. So there is another file JMeter, which is a Windows batch file, which is one. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So I'll simply double click on it and this is also going to launch JMeter, but it is also going to open this command prompt and then it is also opening JMeter for me. All right. So one very important thing to note is that JMeter itself is suggesting that we see, I'll just highlight it for you. Yeah. So JMeter is suggesting not to use the GUI mode for load testing and we should only use it for creating our scripts. But to execute those scripts, we should only use CLI or the command line interface. They've even mentioned what command we should use to execute our JMeter scripts from the command line, and this is the command. Okay, right. Finally, JMeter is also suggesting to increase the Java heap memory to increase or basically to meet your test requirements. So what is Java heap memory? Okay, so Java heap is the memory area where Java applications, including JMeter, store some objects created during runtime. And when running large or complex tests, JMeter needs more memory to handle the data and processes. In the case of insufficient heap memory, it can cause JMeter to slow down or even crash during large tests, which is definitely not what we want. And by increasing the heap space, you ensure that JMeter has enough memory to run your test smoothly without running out of memory. Okay, so this is the first look of JMeter. I'll close it and I'll switch to my Mac. Alright, so now we'll see how to install JMeter on our Mac. Firstly, I'll check on my Mac if I have Java installed or not. And the quickest way to do that is to open terminal. So I'll open Spotlight using command and space. Okay, and I'll type terminal. I'll hit enter. Yeah, so my terminal has opened. Let me increase the font size. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to type Java space -version, same command as I was using in Windows. I'll hit enter. Okay, and it clearly says that the version of Java that is installed on my Mac is 21.0.3. Okay, and in case you don't have Java installed on your Mac, I have detailed video explaining step by step how to install Java on Mac, and the link is available in the description. And please do check out that video first before continuing further, as installing Java is mandatory in order to use JMeter. Now, after installing Java, the next step is to download JMeter from the official website. So I'll open Chrome. Okay, and I'll search for JMeter download. Okay, so it is already opened. So what I'll do is I'll go to download releases section. Yeah, from here I can again see binaries and source, same thing that I was seeing in Windows as well. Okay, so I'll go to this binary section, right, and I'll click on this zip icon and it will start downloading as a zip. Okay, so once it is downloaded, I'll unzip it and place it inside my home directory, which is user/Piyush Gupta. So it is downloaded. So I'll double click on it to extract. Okay, so it has extracted. All right, so what I'll do is I'll do command C to copy. I'll go to my home directory and I'll do command option and V to paste it. It's like a cut in Mac. All right, so it is done. Now, just like Windows, I can also open the JMeter. So I'll open it. I'll double click on this bin, and there are a couple of files, same files as we saw in Windows. One is Apache JMeter.jar, which is a Java jar file, and then we have JMeter, which is a Unix executable file. All right, so the very first thing I'll do is I'll simply double click on this Apache JMeter. Okay, so it is giving me this error. Apache JMeter.jar cannot be opened because it is from an unidentified developer. That's okay. So what I'll do is I'll hit on this OK button. I'll right click and I'll do open with. I'll do Java launcher.app. Okay, so now it says Mac OS cannot verify the developer of this identity. Are you sure you want to open it? Okay, I'll click on this open button. So it is launching JMeter. So this is the first look of JMeter on my Mac. Perfect. So it has been launched successfully. So what I'll do is I'll simply click on this close icon. Okay, so we have seen how to open this JMeter from Apache JMeter.jar. Now what I'll do is I'll simply double click on this JMeter, which is a Unix executable file. Yeah, okay, I'll double click on it. So again it says JMeter is a Unix app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? I'll click on the open. So it is opening a command and it is also opening JMeter. So if I click on this terminal, I'll increase the font size again. So just like how we saw in Windows, it is again showing me a couple of options like this. I'll highlight it for you. Yeah. So it clearly says that JMeter itself is suggesting not to use the GUI mode for load testing, and we should only use it for creating our scripts. But to execute those scripts, we should only use CLI or the command line interface mode. They have even mentioned what command we should use to execute our JMeter scripts from the command line, which is CLI. Okay, so they have even mentioned how to run it from the command line. We have already seen, and we can also increase the Java heap memory to meet our test requirements, and that is if we require it. So this is the first look of JMeter. Okay, yeah, so I'll simply click on this close button. I'll go to my whiteboard. Yeah, so this is the first look of JMeter. In my next video, I'll be doing a quick JMeter tool overview, so please stay tuned in. So that's it for this video. I hope you have liked this video. Please like it if you found it valuable, and this actually helps this video to rank higher as per the algorithm, and consider subscribing for more technical content. And if you're liking my teaching style, please do share it on LinkedIn or with your friends, and stay tuned and happy learning. Piyush Gupta, your virtual coach, signing off.